Sorry if you're just catching the recording of this and I just went over all the details of Healthy Obsession, but I will go live in our team page later and talk about Healthy Obsession. But a quick recap is that it is not a beginner's program. Please work with your beginners to find a program that's fit for them. This is definitely an intermediate to advanced level program. It's very intense, but if you've been working out consistently for a little while, I'm excited for you to challenge it. Also, I'm on day 5 for 5 on the camera, so you can spot me every single workout. Okay, so I was talking about wanting to, the transition I'm going to make from our boot camps. And that is because I want to give all of me to our boot camps, and I want to give it to people who want it. And I'm really learning that there is a different level of accountability needed, a different level of client. And for me, running a business, like this is a business, I need to adapt to that. And I need to take advantage of that as far as like financial opportunities. So what I am planning to do is my ongoing boot camp is going to switch to a weekly check-in post, and it is going to be designed. I even redid my Google form so that they get asked, do you want high-level accountability, which comes with daily check-ins, occasional live trainings, additional focused content based on the theme of the month, and typically a group done program. So that's what my high level accountability is going to be. It's going to be based on everybody doing the same program at the same time. It's really going to be based on the super blocks come March is the plan. And I will just continue to create a new monthly group for anybody who wants to continue in those super blocks. Now, whether or not I keep that same high level group and just move, like change the cover, change the banner, and just keep on going, I may do that or create a brand new one. I haven't decided like the transition of it yet, but that's my high level group. And then I have a low level group, and that's people who buy just the basic total solution pack, but they maybe don't want to do the same program as everybody else. They don't want to do the super blocks every time. I can think of like 5 to 7 girls in my ongoing group right now that are my clients, who check in religiously, who show up religiously. They just don't need the accountability, right? Like they're the kind of person who just wants the access to the boot camps. They want to do their workouts and they want to go about their business, but they don't necessarily want the videos, the check-ins, the fun challenges, like all of that. They don't want all of that. So I'm giving them the option to still have a group, still have a community, but they don't have all that extra stuff. They don't have to pay for the extra. They don't have to see the extra. They don't have the extra noise. So I'm definitely just like separating those two as of November 1st. And anybody who wants to go in to drop your turkey is welcome there. Anybody else is welcome in the low level one. And for me, that gives me more focus to make sure I'm going live in the high level group, to make sure I'm providing, oh snap, I don't think I gave a week 3 meal plan. Speaking of that, providing like value, extra content, extra in there, because in order to be in there, they're making a purchase, right? Like that, those groups are not going to be free to access. So this month, for what are we doing, Hocus Pocus, they had to buy XB. In order to be in Drop Your Turkey, they have to have Body, which is either a monthly or an annual. So technically they could get in this one kind of sort of for free if they already had their Body access, which is fine because Healthy Obsession is a new, you can come in now, huh? Do you want to show them the Snuggie? Mackenzie stole my 9-month Success Club prize and won't take it off. Do you want to do a little demo? Show them. Thing's ridiculous. We have Dragon.
Oh, I can't wait.
She can't wait. So because Healthy Obsession is free for Body users, this is going to kind of be like a trial of this high level accountability group. Like they don't technically have to have a purchase, they just have to have Body access. And then as of March, in order, and I think everybody understood this, but just to reiterate it, as of March, the new super blocks are going to drop every first Monday of the month. And that's going to be how it's going to roll. We'll have 2 brand new program launches, but outside of those, for the entire year of 2023, it's going to be a new body block, super block on the first Monday of every month, however that falls. And to get access to that, they either have to have an monthly HD subscription of something. If they do, they'll get that super block unlocked totally for free. It just unlocks for them automatically. If they do not have an order on HD, then it's $29 for them to unlock that super block, and they'll have access for 6 months. So by doing that, there is some type of skin in the game, if you will, for them to get into that high level accountability group. And I want to give them so much value for being there, and so much as a thank you for, continuing to invest in themselves and continuing to show up. So I want to make sure that we're doing that. So you guys are welcome to run those monthly boot camps with me. You're welcome to run them on your own. You're welcome to do some super blocks and none. It is your business. Definitely do what feels right, but that's definitely the path I'm planning to take. Ongoing group, super block groups, more value in the super block, kind of letting my people just hang in the ongoing groups is kind of the plan. Because I do say you get accountability groups when you join. I don't ever want them to think that they don't. They're just not going to be as high level. But also when they fill out my form, they're getting to select that. They get to choose. Do you want the high level? Do you want the low level? Because some people straight up want the low level. Like I've had people tell me, like, I don't necessarily want to check in every day. I like being a part of the group. I like reading it, but checking in is just not for me. Totally fine. They don't want to do the groups we're doing. They don't want to do these boot camps. Like low level is totally okay. So I'm making that shift. That's my plan. I met with my corporate mentor today. And she like straight up called me out, which was very uncomfortable. But yet I needed it also. She asked me where I was with my Success Club numbers. And I told her that I was at SC 16. And she asked me how many of those were new people. And I told her like maybe 2 were new. The rest of them are like renewals or whatever. And I said, she's like, well, that's great. Retention is important. But if you never bring on anybody new, do you think your income's going to grow? And I was like, I know you're right. Like, I know that I haven't been doing the extra work, right? That up until this point, the business has been easy for me. I've coasted. I haven't got out of my comfort zone at all. I've done what I needed to do to hit Success Club. And then I kind of pull off and do other things and focus on other things and just coast through the rest of the month. And she said, so I asked her how I got even in this podcast. Like there's 37 of us in there and they're all like big shots. I don't know how I got in here. And she said, I told them that you needed to be in this podcast. And I was like, oh, all right. And she said, I also think you can be a top 10 coach. And I was like, excuse me, what? And she said, you remind me so much of Holly Hillier and her story in that she was a premier coach. Oh, go ahead, Christina. It's recorded. You can catch did you have a question? Success Club points for the bike. There is it 1? I think it's 1 because of the annual body. It's just 1. There is not a program launch for January because of Sure Thing launching in December. I think the intent is that's kind of like the January program, depending on when people start that. So I don't think it's I don't think it'll be till spring or summer even. So anyway, she was saying that Holly Hillier was her first year. She hit premier. It felt like sort of kind of easy. Her second year, she hit premier. That felt sort of kind of easy. Her third year, her only new diamonds were her husband, her second business center, and then like 1 person. And she barely hit elite, and it was her hardest year of the business. And I feel like that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I feel like I'm in a really tough, I don't even say it's tough. I'm having so much fun. I think we're in an uptick of our team. I think momentum is rising again. I think we had the fall of 2020 and used that as a crutch for far too long. We kind of came back. We kind of did this a little bit. And so long story short, she said Holly popped 1 new diamond plus her husband or whatever in that year that she went elite. And the next year she went on to pop 31 new diamonds in 1 year, just by recognizing, like, I need to do the work. It's on me, it's my business, and it's how much work I want to put in. There's so many people who aren't willing to put in the work on the hard days or on the days they don't feel like it or whatever. And I really think I've been in that place. I think I've been in a place of coasting. I sit down, I do my invites, I get them out, and then I hit Success Club, and then I don't send invites daily, or I don't connect daily. I don't make it a priority. Not to say that I'm not working my business every day, because I have never stopped doing that, but I do other things. I make graphics, I create the Drop Your Turkey thing, I do weekly check-ins, I do all these other things. And I think I've not been giving my own business the focus that it needs if we're gonna be a top 10 team. So our goal now is to literally be a top 10 team. I haven't said it publicly yet. That still feels like I could puke. So maybe top 25 feels a little more realistic. We'll see. But we're going to go for it next year, and we're just going to go. But all of that to say, that was my story in my corporate mentors meeting. But I want you guys to really gut check yourself. And have you been coasting a little bit? Have you been selling yourself short of what you're actually capable of because you've just been a little comfortable? Because that's been me for the last little bit, and not really doing the things. She said, if you really, really want growth, then I'm going to encourage you to be really, really uncomfortable for all of 2023, the whole year. Just get uncomfortable, just get comfortable being uncomfortable and go. And then, because I told her my number to quit my job was 300,000. That's what I want. I want 300K and I'll quit my job, and I'll do this full time. And she's like, then you got to put your head down and you've got to do the work. Like you've got to want to get uncomfortable. And just in case you guys want some metrics to go by, because I'm the kind of person that's like, all right, if I want to be top 10, which was never my goal, let me just throw that out there. What you need to do, and this is what she told me, this was the formula for success. So take it and modify it however you want to. Uncomfortable means working in those pockets you don't really feel like it, stopping scrolling your phone, sitting down, and when you're working, actually doing the work. So sometimes when we say we get comfortable, it's like instead of connecting and inviting, we spend time making graphics. Instead of sending out the invites, we find ourselves looking for reels to post. Like sometimes we are working the business in a way that we do the fun stuff first and we leave the harder stuff after. So I told her the area that I've been definitely slacking in is connecting, because it's not something that I do like mindlessly. I feel like I have to be in the right headspace to sit and connect. So she's like, well, then you need to sit down and you don't get to do anything else. That's your first task, is you're connecting. You start, you connect, then you move on to everything else. So wherever, I mean, Janelle, you're at like SC 100, you just locked in diamond in 2.5 months. This conversation's probably not for you, because you are definitely in a state of monster growth, right? But there will become a point in your business, I'm sure, where you start to feel the coast, where it just, you realize that you can do things, you can move your business forward by not doing the extra. And that's where that like getting comfortable comes in. And you have to push yourself past that to be like, all right, I got to get 30 minutes of connecting in, whether I like it or not. I've got to sit, I've got to do it. That's the hardest thing for me. That's where I'm slacking. I've got to do it. So that's what that getting uncomfortable really means. Thank you for asking, because that was probably a piece that most people need. So she said, if you want to be, in order to get you to a top 10 coach, and I would love for everybody to take these metrics and move them to your goals next year. But I don't want your goal to be comfortable, because mine makes me want to puke. So if yours doesn't make you want to puke, it's not big enough. And she said, I want you to go SC 40. 20 of those points is from new people. So that's 10 new people a month. And 20 of those points is renewals. Now, keep in mind, if you have not been a coach a year yet, that would be half for you, SC 20, because you don't have the renewals yet. So once you're in the business for a year, you have everybody you signed up that month, the previous year, whose annual renewal is about to happen. When that happens, they get their products, they get a new total solution pack, you get SC points. So those become an easy way to get SC points. So if you haven't been in the business a year, SC 20. If you've been in the business a year, SC40 with 10 people new, 10 people renewal. Basically, whatever that SC goal is, 50% of it should be new people and 50% of it should be your renewals. That's like the marker. You should have 10 to 15 new coaches in your group each month. And so that one is a gut check, right? Like that's a lot of people in there. And she asked, like, where are you comfortable recruiting from? Straight to the business or from your challenge groups? And I said, I feel a little bit of both. I'm comfortable with both. But it's probably easier to recruit from a challenge group into coaching because that's the way I came into the business. And she said, then if that's the case, think not everybody you put in your challenge groups is going to turn into a coach. So think about the number of new people you're putting in that challenge group to be able to pull from that pool the following month. Like if you're not hitting high SC numbers and you're recruiting from your challenge groups, you're never going to get those numbers in recruiting new coaches. And I was like, you're right. Like you're absolutely right. So that's where I have to get higher SC numbers. I have to get uncomfortable doing the things because I've been coasting with my Success Club numbers at mostly bod renewals. I really think I had 2 new people this month. I don't think I'd have to go back and look, but I think it was only 2 new people this month. And then she wants me to be a speaker at NLC in 2024. So something big like that. Maybe you want to talk on a national wake up call. Maybe you just want to speak on another team's call. Maybe you want to attend NLC. Like that's a huge goal so that anybody who hits 1-star diamond gets an invite to Las Vegas. My husband and I went last year to Vegas for it. It was the most incredible event I've ever been to. I was absolutely obsessed and I wish everyone could make it there. And anybody who qualifies now, if I can actually land a speaker position in 2024, we would be there together. So throwing that out there. So all of that, I just want you guys to really find a goal, find what it means for you. So I told her that I never really wanted to be top 10. That was never my goal because like, who cares, right? Like Yahoo, you're top 10, right? So I told her I needed to make it align with income. And that's why I never really strive to be a 15-star diamond or a 12-star diamond because I really want to drive income. And that's really where I'm coming from. I told her that's where we're training our team at is really income driven. And that's where we talked about honestly pushing for rank in the business. I have like a tickle in my nose. Pushing for a rank as far as like your number, your elite ranking points, pushing for that number is more aligned with income than a rank, like 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, because that number is given to you based on how many of your downlines hitting Success Club, how many of your downline is moving up the road to elite as far as premier, team builder, team leader, those things. How many new coaches are you bringing on a month? What kind of Success Club numbers are you hitting? What kind of volume is your team generating, right? Those are what build that number. So if you could really just focus on that number, wherever you want to be in the company, pick a number 1 to 200,000 and really pick your goal there. And I'm not saying it has to be top 10, right? Like I get it. That's a puke worthy goal. But take whatever number it is and maybe push it just a little bit higher up there. And I really want you guys to shoot for, like this year, my goal is to finish in the top 200. I want to be in the top 200 of all coaches. And it's those numbers that drive that. It is, everybody starts at ground zero. Jamie is not any further than I am. Like Jamie is not any further than you are. Like everybody starts January 1 at 0. Now, yes, they probably have working coaches who could possibly be hitting Success Club already. So yes, there's some type of advantage for coaches who have already been in the network, but everybody basically starts over, and coaches who have been on your team for more than 2 years don't count, right? So Mary doesn't count for me. Heather doesn't count for me. Like 2024 comes, it's all fresh. It's all starts like them hitting Success Club doesn't do anything for my personal numbers. And that's where the income growth comes. So pick a number, 1 to 200,000. You don't have to tell me right now, but I'm definitely going to ask eventually what that goal is for 2024. But start right now. Like start getting uncomfortable right now. I am challenging myself, and I'm telling you guys this to hold myself accountable. I'm doing connecting every single day. I'm doing inviting every single day. And I'm going to have Jordan Diamond in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. He has 4 people active. That's it. Like he's not anywhere close. He doesn't have any emeralds, but he's going to be diamond in 2 weeks because I'm going to put in the work to make it happen. Right. So I want you guys to like think about that kind of stuff. Think about what you can do to take control. And I told her, like, I've been making excuses. I find myself like sitting on the couch a little bit more, or scrolling my phone a little bit more. Like I'm getting into a rut of comfortable. I can feel it. There was a period of time where I didn't watch TV. I didn't scroll my phone. I didn't do any of that. Like I was focused and definitely not there right now. I'm like taking a step back because I have gotten comfortable. So does anybody have questions, comments, concerns now that my heart rate's moderately recovered? Still pretty high. Nothing. All right, I'm gonna stop recording.